sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.
All right, so today we're we're diving deep into some sources all about Lavar Ball.
Okay.
And
Big baller brand.
you probably know him as the father of Lonzo Ball.
Yeah,
Lonzo Ball.
right.
And
Ball.
big baller brand.
Yeah.
A very outspoken, basketball dad.
Yes, very much so.
But things took a really interesting turn recently with a medical situation that he had to go through. So
Yeah, I think it's really interesting to consider like the whole Lavar Ball saga, kind of how he came up.
Yeah.
And sort of, this kind of creation of this, this family brand.
Right.
And his role in that. And, he really kind of came on the scene in 2017 when his son Lonzo was about to be drafted in the NBA.
Right. And it was around that time that he made some pretty confident predictions about Lonzo.
Yeah.
Like saying that Lonzo would be drafted by the Lakers.
Which he was.
Which he was.
Yeah.
And that really put LaVar on the map.
Definitely. I mean, he also had all these kind of infamous claims that he would make, like...
Oh, yeah. That he could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one. Oh, yeah. And that Lonzo was better than LeBron James. Better than LeBron, yeah. And so it's like... part of me thinks like, was he kind of doing this as like a marketing ploy?
Yeah, like a marketing strategy, for the Ball family brand.
Well, and that's what it became. He had this
totally did.
big baller brand, and he launched it in 2016, and they made signature shoes for all three sons, LaAngelo, LaMelo, and Lonzo.
Right.
And the brand's had some ups and downs, and I think their website even shut down at some point.
It did, yeah, in 2019.
And then reopened again.
Yeah, and then came back.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess a testament to like the power of that brand or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting to think about, like, do you think those outlandish claims actually helped him?
Right. That's the question.
Right.
Did that, attract attention, even if it was negative?
Right.
Like, they say any publicity is good publicity,
Right.
Especially in the age of social media. So maybe that was kind of part of his, master plan.
Well, and then he took it a step further. He decided to create his own league, the Junior Basketball Association.
Yeah, the JBA.
The JBA. And he funded this with big baller brand money. And this was an alternative league to...
Like the established system, yeah.
The established AAU and all that stuff.
Yeah, like the NCAA and all that.
Yeah, and so LaAngelo and LaMelo both played in the JBA.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that really shows like his entrepreneurial spirit, I guess you would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's another like interesting aspect of Lavar Ball is that he's not just like a loudmouth dad. He's actually like really savvy and,
Right. He created something.
He created a business,
Yeah, it's really interesting. So let's kind of fast forward to today. We see LaMelo's having an amazing season with the Hornets. He's averaging a career-high 27.3 points per game.
Yeah, he's really come into his own.
Yeah, he's a star.
Yeah.
But Lonzo's journey has been a little bit different. He recently just made his comeback with the Chicago Bulls.
After 3 years, yeah.
But he had to kind of battle through 3 years of knee injuries.
Right. It's unfortunate because he showed a lot of promise.
Yeah.
Early on.
A lot of potential. Yeah. And then we have LaAngelo, who hasn't quite found his place in the NBA.
Yeah, but he's kind of pivoted into music.
Yeah.
He's doing the rap thing now.
He's a rapper now.
Yeah. And actually, like, having some success. I mean, he performed at All-Star Weekend.
That's right. He did.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So all three sons kind of taking these really different paths. I mean, it makes you wonder about like the whole nature versus nurture thing,
Yeah, totally. I mean, how much of it was Lavar's influence?
Right.
And how much of it was their own individual like drive and talent?
Right. And it's a question we'll never really know the answer to.
Probably not.
But speaking of unexpected turns, I guess we got to talk about this recent news that broke about Lavar.
Yeah.
He had to have his right foot amputated.
Yeah, it was TMZ Sports reported it as like a serious medical issue.
A serious medical issue, yeah.
But they didn't really give us a lot of details about what the issue was.
Right. And I guess that's where we get into the whole like privacy conversation.
Exactly.
The public obviously is interested in this.
Sure.
He's a public figure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he deserves his privacy.
Oh, of course.
Especially with a health issue.
Yeah, I think you got to use like good judgment and sensitivity when you're dealing with something like that.
For sure. The good news is that reports say he is in good spirits after the procedure.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
So that's good.
That sounds like, the resilience that he instilled in his kids. Maybe he has it too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive, but I want to leave you with something to think about. Lavar has really built a brand around being outspoken and creating opportunities for his kids.
Yeah.
But how will this medical situation change things?
Yeah.
You know?
It's a good question.
Yeah. Will he adapt? Will this be a whole new chapter in the Ball family saga? I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll see.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting to see.
definitely.
All right. That's all for today. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're Bobby doll. Show them all what I'm made up.